Abu Shirain, Iraq. 6,000 years ago, this ancient mound was the site of Eridu, the oldest city of the Sumerian Empire. According to mainstream archaeologists, this is the cradle of civilization.
Many archaeologists will say civilization began in Mesopotamia, some 6,000 years ago. It is built on small bands of hunter-gatherers who then become settled in that area as kind of semi-sedentary communities. They adopt agriculture, the population starts to grow, and we begin to recognize we need to organize our communities. You start seeing these step-sided pyramids where the religious practitioner might conduct his rites or rituals and so on. And we have an urban planning environment that also means we've got a lot of engineering going on. We have a lot of science, a lot of mathematics. It has all of those elements we would call a civilization.
Many researchers around the world believe there is evidence to suggest civilization existed on Earth long before the Sumerians. And one key source is the writing of the Sumerians themselves. Ancient cuneiform tablets list kings who ruled tens of thousands of years ago. And they tell of an earlier age when humans lived among powerful beings that came down from the sky, called the Anunnaki.
The Anunnaki were the builder gods behind the creation of the civilizations of Sumer and Babylon. They provided humanity with the rudiments of civilization. They gave humanity animal husbandry, but also agriculture for the first time.
The Sumerians also wrote that the Anunnaki were responsible for bringing a devastating cataclysm upon the Earth, eerily similar to the story that would later appear in the Hebrew Bible as the Great Flood. This was only just discovered in 2009, when Dr. Irving Finkel, one of the world's foremost experts on cuneiform writing, translated a 3,700-year-old Sumerian tablet.
In the Bible, God decided, because human race was so sinful and wicked, to destroy everything, and at the last minute relented enough to inform Noah that he has to build a boat really fast and put all the animals in it and shut the doors. Then afterwards, life could continue when the waters went down. Everybody in the world is interested in Noah's flood and where it might have come from. So when this tablet came across the desk to me and I realized clearly how important it was one of those heart-stopping moments. When I picked it up for the first time to look at it properly and started to read it, one of the first things you read is when a human being finds out from the gods up in heaven that there's going to be a dreadful flood and the world and all its life is going to be destroyed and a boat has to be built. So I thought to myself, this is very exciting. The tablet is at least 1,000 years older than the story in the Bible. So, of course, this means that the question of where the story came from has a whole different explanation.
Could the translation of this ancient cuneiform tablet be evidence that a great flood did, in fact, occur in the distant past? While nearly identical stories of a great deluge can be found in the ancient texts of many religions and cultures, mainstream archaeologists had argued that there was no evidence of any civilization existing more than 6,000 years ago to support the idea that such a cataclysm actually took place. But in the early 1990s, Klaus Schmidt of the German Archaeological Institute began excavations at the ancient site of Gobekli Tepe in southeast Turkey. And what he unearthed changed everything.
Once Klaus Schmidt started excavating Gobekli Tepe, it just blew everybody away, because we'd never before known or imagined even that people who 12,000 years ago could produce such spectacular monumental structures as you found at Gobekli Tepe.
It is the first archaeological site in the world that proves its age dating as far back as 12,000 years, around 10,000 BC. The discovery and the official acceptance of Gobekli Tepe's dating has changed the history of archaeology.
This is indications of a major civilization at that remote time, a time when the standard historians all along have said, well, no, civilization didn't occur at that time. They were just simple hunter and gatherers. They were primitive people, but we now have evidence to the contrary.